We're going live. This is going to be the pan-fried trout catch and cook. Yours truly caught these Friday. These two trout at the Blue River, and all I did was do a very simple mix: just some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Gilled and gutted them. Did a little slits to help with the cooking, and then over here I just got it on. Little burner here, butane burner in this case, and I think it's already ready to go, so let's go ahead and get things ready. Okay. All right, the start of something tasty. So the temperature is going to go down here a little bit, but then it'll kick back up here once the oil gets heated up again. Anyhow, I caught these on the Blue River Friday. I was using two flies mainly, the olive near deer and then the Guadalupana, and I used a 1/80th ounce jig fly hook. I did try the 1/124th ounce as well as a beadhead variety of the original Guadalupana, and that turned out pretty good. And at this point, really just let's see, let me make sure I got the chat working. Yeah, I think it's working. Okay. Anyhow, very simple recipe: salt, pepper, garlic powder. Do a little slicing and whatnot on it, and then cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes each side on high to medium heat. I think I got it on medium now. I'm using a butane deal here. It's the first time I've used this one. It's a very simple one that I picked up using the butane fuel, as well as it can also do propane. Yeah, it can also do propane. All right, Jonathan Barkley. Howdy. Hi, Jonathan. How's it going? Just doing a little kitchen cook here. Actually, it's more of a cook since we caught these the other day. Just a simple pan-fried trout recipe. Probably the simplest way to cook trout. In this case, gilled and gut them and clean out the inside, and then salt, pepper, garlic powder. And let's go ahead and let it cook here. And I'd like to really just overcook them because I want the bones to kind of get brittle, so I don't have to worry about the bones. Other than that, it goes good with all kinds of stuff. I'm on a low-carb diet now, so I've been eating these with cauliflower rice and vegetables, or mix it up, maybe even doing some hard-boiled eggs and whatnot. And this also explains why I'm drinking the White Claw Surge. Although 8% alcohol content, has 2 grams only of carbs, so I'm well within my carb limit for the day. Anyhow, again, how I caught them, I've got a video out for there. I'm also working on some other videos from the past couple of trips to the Blue, and in this case, what worked the first trip about a week or two ago, and the second trip this past Friday, I was using both olive colored patterns is what worked. In this case, the olive near deer and the Guadalupana. Can I please throw the grease on I don't know what you mean. But anyhow, I've got it cooking. I'll let it go for about 10 minutes each side, and then I'll play it by ear. I just really want to get it all crispy. And I'm using this simple butane burner here that I picked up from, I forgot where I picked it up. Anyways, it was cheap, and it was, I think, well worth it. I've got a 2-burner stove set up, but that one's more of a pain to set up and then get everything done and whatnot. So I tend to, like using this one single burner. I had a single burner one in propane before, but this one actually does butane as well as propane. So a little more versatility there. Also, it does collapse into a little small package that I really like. How I caught these, I was fishing 3 to 4, and in some cases 5 foot under the strike indicator, working it in some different places over there on the Blue River, specifically by Hughes Crossing, the low water crossing, and real good success. It was really looking for some dead drift, just working the strike indicator and the fly under a strike indicator through the through the different areas. In this case, just upriver, low water crossing, as well as downriver by the island. I did notice that the bite wasn't near as fast and furious as the first trip this year, but it's still good, steady. I did see some other folks doing well, doing some short pull retrieves on fly rods as well. I did see some folks with inline spinners doing well. I believe someone with a super duper was doing good. I couldn't really tell on the bait fishing side how they were doing, but I'm pretty certain that a few folks were catching a fish or two as well. Anyways, we're gonna let this thing cook, and then I mainly am watching for the one side getting crispy, and then I'm gonna flip it over. All right, other than that, hey, so how's your weekend been? I got the next week off, but gonna be doing a little honey-do list, as well as getting preps for some fried turkey. I'm gonna be doing some deep fat fried turkey for Thanksgiving. But right now we're just cooking a simple pan-fried trout recipe. You'll surely use this pretty much for any trout I've cooked if I just want to get it all cooked up and ready to go. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. I may throw a little hot pepper stuff in there. I do have some rosemary here growing right here, which is pretty cool, since I can just grab some of it and pull it off the deal here. Throw it right on the fish and give it a little something something too. Let's just grab a few sprigs, just add it right in there. Nice. Yeah, fresh herbs. Anyhow, anyone have any questions, comments, things to ask concerning the Blue River? I'm here. I can just tell you what I did, and maybe it worked for you. Did see some other folks doing pretty well out there these past few days. Did get the heads up from one of the individuals who's a frequent goer to the Blue River that do be careful out on the river. These recent rains definitely made a change in the river, and some of the places that you're used to that are not as deep are deeper because of the flow. So definitely want to keep that in your back pocket when you go out there, that you should still step lightly when you're going out, going fishing. All right. And again, I got these on the Blue River Friday, November 22nd. Yeah, 22nd. And now it's just chill time here. I do like this little burner setup. It's working pretty good. And we'll let it cook a few more minutes here, and then I'll check it. In fact, I'll check it now just to see if it's starting to brown like I believe it should. Yeah, it is. All right. Let me put my seltzer down, low carb, so had to put up the IPAs and listen to doctor's orders on watching the diet. Okay, so let's just kind of flip these over. Getting a nice brown, golden brown to it already. And these are definitely bigger than your stalker trout that you get here in our area in North Texas when they stock for the stocking program that they have here in our area in North Texas. All right, here, bear with me. I got to grab a little hot pad here so it's ready to go. Okay. Hi. I see some folks joining on the chat here. Let's see what we got. Hi. Let's see. Leo's Random Stuff. Howdy. Jason DeVille. Can you please throw grease on black? Didn't see the rest of it. And then Jonathan said howdy earlier. Anyways, it may get a little dark on me here, so I'm not sure how much view I get, or how much of a view y'all get, but I think I can talk through what I'm doing here. Pan-fried trout, 2 trout, gilled and gutted. Put some slits on the sides, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and pretty much cook it till it's pretty brown. And then from there, you can, well, pretty much eat it with all kinds of stuff. All right, I'm a sub. All right, Alex, excellent. Appreciate subscribing. All right, definitely gonna get some of these videos out. I did a couple of live streams already for the 2 trips to the Blue River where I got these trout. Additionally, I do have a long form video that I'll be getting out for the first trout limit for this season at the Blue. I should get that out here in the next few days, and then I'm working on the second one. Both of them have the same theme to it, and that olive was the color of choice in the case of trout. Okay, and I'm also kind of testing out this little burner right here. Double duty is propane as well as butane. I think I'm gonna maybe use that for a camping trip. That little 2-burner setup, I'm trying to go lighter, you know, just because I want to be in and out and just get set up and do things. Because what I notice is I don't eat as much when I'm out there fishing or camping. I tend to just snack and just get through the day and focus on the fishing. All right, but you can see it's nice brownish color here. We're getting that nice crispy, crusty skin, and then it'll get a nice flaky flesh pattern, or at least a pattern, not pattern. Okay, and you can see my setup here. This is the little burner. Got some other Weber grill, little smoker, another propane deal here, but right now we're just using this baby to do our cooking. All right, let's see. Nice snapper. What's a snapper? Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Is that snapper? Snapper? No, this is rainbow trout. Freshwater. I do like snapper though. I've had them before. Tasty. Okay. I did get the heat up, and it did drop down when I put the trout in initially, but now it's starting to tail off like it should, and now I'm just kind of maintaining the temperature. All right. Again, very simple. It's one of the simplest recipes I use when it comes to fishing for trout, or correction, cooking trout. Okay. And there it is. All right, what do we got here? I don't eat fish, but they look delicious. Oh yeah, they are. And what's nice is when you're on this low carb diet, it definitely works out pretty well. But I do. Well, I did find some zero carb tortillas that my head thinking of maybe fish tacos, you know. That sounds like a tasty meal. How I caught these, I fished 3 to 5 foot under a strike indicator, working some runs over there at the Blue River. I was using a cork strike indicator, about a 1/2 inch size, so the smallest size indicator that would maintain the water level or depth that I wanted of the fly I was using. I didn't use a tandem rig, 2 flies at once. Instead, I just stuck with just one. The first one was an olive near deer. The second one was a Guadalupana, a variant of the Guadalupana, that I used a jig fly hook instead of the streamer and beadhead hook setup that I normally use for Guadalupanas. All right. Both have an olive color to them. One uses a peacock herald for its body. That's the Guadalupana. The near deer uses a chenille. In this case, I use a very flashy chenille and fished it under strike indicator. They wanted more of a dead drift, or just kind of follow the bubble line, and you got your strike indicator in sync with the bubbles that are floating by, and you know you've got the right drift, and pretty much set the hook when you see any indication of a strike, be it if it's a jiggle, a wiggle, a pause, a delay. Set that hook. All right. And then later on, I did notice some short pull retrieves on the rod, where you just kind of pull in short pulls with your rod or with the line to cause that little darting motion. That was working well too. All right, so let's see. We've got about 5 minutes, I believe, on this side right now. We'll let it cook a little bit more, because I definitely want it really nice and crispy, crusty. And then I'll flip it again just to do one more for good measure. Right, and so I hope you guys are having a good Sunday. I am, and looking forward to having a pretty good break here coming up. Other than that, maybe I'll be able to sneak away and do another trip to the Blue River for more trout fishing, I hope. All right, Let me see if I can turn on the light here. Maybe bear with me. I gotta turn on the light here. All right, let's just turn on the light here. There we go. Let's see if we can get a better lighting here. There we go. Okay, so we're just keeping it simple. Simple butane / propane single burner. Pan frying the trout. Recipe very simple. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. I did throw some rosemary on there, and I do have some peppers that I'm drying, habanero as well as Tabasco and a jalapeno, drying those up, and I'll grind those up and make a nice pepper with that. What kind of fish is that? It's a rainbow trout, 2 rainbow trout. Okay. You look like the I don't know what that is, but got some weirdness here. Let's see. There we go. All right. Okay. Other than that, we'll do 10 minutes each side, and then I'll kind of play it by ear and see what, if it's got the nice crispy flakiness that I'm looking for. All right. And the main thing is as long as it flakes with a fork, you're good to go. But I tend to cook it some more, mainly because I want the bones to pretty much be brittle enough that I don't have to worry about eating some bones by accident. And I filleted these in the past, but I really think you get more meat off the trout by cooking it whole like so, and then kind of scraping it off with a fork. It kind of peels off nicely into a nice fillet, and all that's left is the backbone or spine. That comes out pretty good. All right. Yeah, and I do like this burner. It's the first time using this burner. Right there, Coleman butane, and then that little thing that goes on top. I think it'll work really well for some backpacking, lightweight camping and whatnot. And the only thing is it is kind of precarious here. It could fall over, so I'm kind of playing it by ear, watching it to make sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe I might use a smaller size pan or something. Okay, do you have any good recipes for walleye? I don't know, I've not cooked a walleye, but there's I tend to think that maybe salt and pepper and some garlic powder would work too, and maybe add some kind of spice like seasoned salt or some red pepper. I bet that would turn out good. I did pick up this beer batter fish fry for some kayak fishing magazine that came out several years ago, and that's been a go-to one for me. It comes out really crispy, just like the fish and chips that you get at these different restaurants and whatnot. Right. But yeah, I would say just keep it simple. Yeah. We have been trying to catch a saugeye up at Thunderbird Lake in Oklahoma. It is stocked with some saugeye, and they say it's some really good tasty fish. And so far we've had one on the line, and then it got away on us. Other than that, it's mainly been white bass there. But my fishing partner he tried again this morning, and it was a little bit colder than normal, and struck out. So at least we're out there trying to get one. What do you say? All right, let's go check this out. Bear with me. Okay. All right, let's just kind of flip it over one more time. Here I'm really just playing with it now, trying to see if I can get that nice crispy deal that I'm looking for, because this one is a bigger trout. The most stalker trout that we've been getting here in Texas at the Texas Parks and Wildlife stalker trout program. They tend to be more like the 9-inch to 10-inch size trout, and they usually, they don't get much bigger than that. But over there, the Oklahoma ones seem to stock some bigger size trout, and you do definitely make a meal of it here. This is easily a meal for yours truly and a buddy. All right, we got some more in chat. What do you got? You're making me hungry. Oh yeah. I am kind of hungry right now. All right, alrighty. Okay, but other than that, it's never seen a burner like that before. Yeah, I picked it up. Got it on Amazon. Is like, I think Black Friday sale, like $7-8. So wasn't bad at all. It's pretty much just the. It comes with a deal that you stick onto the canister for a stand to hold it in place, and the rest just screws up on top. It does have an adapter to allow you to use propane as well as butane. I'm using butane at this point. I do like that it has a little starter, so I don't have to have matches. I just got to click, and boom, it starts up really quickly. So I'm hoping to use this one maybe on a fishing trip or two, maybe a long weekend camping deal or something. Oh yeah, good stuff, man. All right, and then let me see if I can bump up the heat a little bit here. So you got a little lever here. I can crank it up here. Hear it? So I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit because I do want that outside crispiness. Because, you know, hey, nothing, that skin with all that seasoning on there definitely tastes good. I know some folks that they want to peel the skin off and not eat the skin, but hey, sometimes that seasoning really makes it tasty. Where did you catch the trout? I got it at the Blue River in Oklahoma, just across the border from yours truly being here in Texas. It's located in Tishomingo or near Tishomingo, Oklahoma. It's about an hour 35, hour 45 minutes from where I'm at here in just north of Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. There's a river that runs through, it's called the Blue River, and it's stocked. It's a seasonal trout fishery, so it's stocked from November to March of each year. And other than that, it makes an easy, quick day trip to go from here, just north of Dallas, do a little fishing trip and whatnot, and then come back that same day. But I do want to do a long weekend at some point, hence the burner that I just picked up. All right. Let's see. Angler, you're for yourself. My wife told me that I have to stop impersonating a flamingo. I really had to put my... That's a good one. I think I used that on one of the dad jokes. I like that one. Good one. Put your foot down. That's a funny one. All right. So I cranked up the heat. I'm now just kind of crisping up the skin and the outer layer. I'm going to flip it over, do that again, and then we should be done. And at that point, it's time to go have something to eat. So, yeah, good stuff. I am on a low-carb diet. I used to eat this with some rice as well as eggs for like a little breakfast deal. Now it's more like cauliflower rice. I still do the eggs and whatnot. Additionally, I'll just use some kind of vegetable, like some green beans or some kind of mixed vegetable stir fry. That works really good too. And sometimes maybe just some fish and maybe a side of soup or something. That's a very simple, easy recipe to throw at you. Especially after a long day's fishing. Alrighty. Looking good, looking good. And I appreciate you guys coming out tonight and just checking out a little pan-fried trout kitchen cook. In this case, it's more of the cook. We caught that the other day. Do check out that live stream. I put it out, I think it was Friday into Saturday. That's been out there. I will get a long-form video out, and hopefully you might see some of the action of what it took to get these guys. Okay, so let's let this one cook a little bit more. I'm watching the timer here, so I'm gonna give it another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I'm gonna flip it over. See if we can get it the other side cooked over another 2-3 minutes, and then that's it. I think we're done. Okay. So far, yeah, it's been a good break from the action. Being able to get ready for the Thanksgiving holidays. Looks like some folks have already gotten their Christmas decorations up. I haven't done so yet. I'm kind of playing it by ear. I'm hoping the leaves will fall, and then I could use my mower to get the leaves and do the final cut of the year, get that all bagged up, and then I'll be able to lay out the Christmas ornaments and lawn stuff without having to worry about the grass growing and whatnot. Is that a trout? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 2 rainbow trout. I was going for a limit of 3. The day limit up in Oklahoma is 3. And I did a lot of catch and releasing, and I was hoping for a bigger one. And then when it came down to keep that last one and call it a day, I did the classic. I had him on the line. I actually had him in my hand, and he fell off and went back into the water. So I ended up with only 2 trout for that trip. That eye's popped out about ready, I bet. Oh yeah, it's pretty much ready. I'm just doing the final kind of crisping each side before I take it in. Hello from the UK. Howdy, howdy. All right, yeah, we're here in the US. I'm here in Texas, but I got these in Oklahoma on Friday, November 22nd. All right, let's do one more flip. Again, I'm just kind of crisping it up. Do that final crispiness to make it to where I can just use a fork to scrape the meat off the bones and not even worry about the bones, because they'll just kind of crack up on you, and you don't even have to worry about getting a bone in the craw, if you know what I mean. It's looking good though, huh? And oh yeah, very simple recipe. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, I want to visit Texas, but the gun and stuff scares. Jeez, don't worry about guns and stuff. Yeah, true Texan don't sweat that. And he ain't gonna shoot you unless you deserve it. All right. Yeah, lived here for all my life pretty much and had no issues. And yeah. Anyhow, we are talking cooking rainbow trout. 2 trout from this past Friday. I think I could make another trip here probably during this upcoming week and see if we can get some more. That burner is neat. It's not big and bulky. You can just put it on your back. Oh yeah, it's meant to be in a bag. In fact, it fits in a little container about that big. And what I like also about it is the stand is adjustable, so I can put the butane tank down and adjust it to its size and put a nice stand on the bottom right here to give it some stability right there. And then it also has a converter so that I can use propane instead. Right now I'm using butane just because I believe, I don't know, I think it maybe burns hotter. Plus it's got that cool little base. I mean, hey, I do like it. I do have a 2-burner stove, and that just gets bulky, and for these quick cooking, kitchen cook deals, I kind of prefer this little burner here. The only thing is it is kind of, right now it's stable, but you can see how I hold the pan or the pot, frying pan, when I get ready to flip things over, because I'm kind of worried it might flop over. That's the only thing that I'm really sweating when it comes to this thing. But yeah, it is really light. I bet it'd do really good for cooking up some, let's say, put your little cup on top and boil up some water, or maybe cook up some ramen soup, that instant noodle ramen soup that you bring with you on those outdoor camping trips when you're out there focusing more on the fishing versus the cooking. All right, I think we're almost done. It smells good too. I mean, if you guys were here, yeah, you'd be salivating right now. And it is a simple recipe: salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then from there, if you really want that little spice, because I like spicy hot stuff. I throw in some, well shoot, I'm growing some habaneros back here. Okay, right here, Tabasco plant that I've already harvested, jalapeno in the middle that I've already harvested, and over there is a habanero that I've also harvested. Got all those peppers, put them together. I've got them in the dehydrator right now, and I'm kind of air drying it right now. But once that's done, grinding it up all into one, and it's going to make this excellent hot pepper. Okay, I'm hoping to catch some next week. Still haven't. Oh man, come on, Jonathan, you gotta go for it, man. All right. They're there. Main thing is just trying to find that pattern. I've been there before where all they wanted was a certain pattern or a certain color. These last 2 trips, olive is what they were wanting. In fact, when I was there this these 2 trips back, there was another individual that I've met here in the Texas area, and he was using that poacher fly with an olive color as well. I did meet another individual on the river this past trip, and I gave him some of the flies, and he went to a leech pattern of olive as well, and he ended up just tearing up as well. I think one of the videos I had, you can see him in the background where he's just catching them and releasing them like crazy. Again, olive color was what was working at least these past 2 trips. But of course, I've been skunked as well, and have had to switch different colors and whatnot, and that's, I guess, the challenge of it all, you know. But hey, once you do catch one, try this simple recipe: salt, pepper, garlic powder. Alrighty. Okay, I think this is pretty much done. I'm gonna flip it one more time. And really the reason why I'm gonna flip it one more time is I still have a little bit of my 8% White Claw. Yeah, I used to be an IPA man. But doctor's orders say you gotta go low carb, and I found out that you can get a different seltzers in 8% with 2 grams of carbs. Well, actually, there's another one with 3 grams of carbs, but you still get that 8% alcohol content, and that's enough to chill while you're out here cooking. All right, we'll do one more flip. Let it crisp up a little bit more. I turned up the heat on the little burner, and yeah, I do admit I do like this burner. It just fits in this little pouch, and it's awesome. Okay, and we're almost done. Alrighty, and this last trip I did meet a couple of folks that are on the river. That recognize that I do run this channel, COAF Field Team, COAF Field Team. All right, if you want to know the background on COAF, City of Allen Fishing, based out of the city of Allen here in Texas. There used to be 5 of us. Then they got married, had kids, and now they're on their little that phase. And yours truly is in the empty nest phase. So I'm keeping the memory of the City of Allen Fishing Field Team on by continuing to fish because, hey, I can. All right, let's see. You think you be at the Blue Thanksgiving weekend? Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one. I got some folks over this week, so I'm got a lot of plans and whatnot, but I am trying to do one where I break away, maybe Saturday. I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers big time. I would have preferred going during the week, but there's a lot of stuff I got going on before I can make another run. But certainly ping you if I make a run up there Saturday. Yeah. All right. Because I'm not sure. You should be able to hook up. There's a lot of folks out there that are doing really well. I know some folks that I see every time I go up there that are like consistently there, and they've got some good pointers, tips, and whatnot. So there's a lot of folks that are willing to help you catch a trout or two, especially on the fish and fly side. I do admit there was one time I went up there that really got me going, and what hooked me up later was I got one of those DVDs from the Blue River Fly Fishers that talked about the fishing flies or fly fishing patterns for the Blue River. Barry Schrader, he's the one that he's really like the main guy who touts the blue, and he's been there forever, and he's got a lot of wisdom and knowledge about fishing the blue. And one of the things that he imparted in that DVD was a case where I went out there and I was skunked. I used every single fly in the box, and I was just south of the island. Temperatures were below freezing, and then it popped up above freezing, and there was this hatch going on that I could not see what was coming out. They were so small, and I looked up from where I was standing, and I could tell you this one run had at least 100 trout just sipping on something, but I couldn't tell what. And I learned later in that DVD, it's a small size 22 midge made of black Dacron tying thread and a simple Antron fiber that acts as an air sac, and that is what they were feeding on. What happens is when the temperature drops below freezing, then goes up above freezing, a hatch occurs to where these little midges pop, and it's these really microscopic little bugs, and that's all they're eating. They're just kind of slurping, sipping it. They're actually not even going out of the water. You can hear them slurp it and just kind of see their mouths, and it's just frustrating. I use every single fly in my box, and that's probably maybe, I'd say about 50 different flies, and I caught nothing. And I learned later on it was the midge is what was the key. All right, but other than that, we should be ready to wrap up here soon. Just let's go ahead and close this out, all right? Let's see, what do we got here? Fish is in the pan. Oh yeah, this baby's ready. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. I've finished my 8% seltzer. It's empty, okay? But I do love IPAs. I still have a fondness for them. Specifically the Voodoo Ranger IPAs. Okay, all right, let me, and like I was saying, this burner, it's pretty awesome. I have to admit, I do like this single burner. It is a lot easier to set up compared to the two burner setup stove that I use normally. I went and got this yesterday, in fact, and there it is. Let's get you in the light here. Look at that. What do you think? Crispy rainbow trout. Look delicious. Oh yeah, they do look delicious. And let's see. Let me just pop this off. Okay, it's a good thing I got concrete on the patio here. That's the burner. Okay. And you can get this on Amazon real easy. Very simple setup. It does have this little clicker deal here to light it, and hey, only deal is it's really small, so you gotta be careful if you're putting a pad on there. It may tip on you, so be careful. All right, that's it for now. Our rainbow trout, pan-fried trout, cook instead of catch and cook. All right, appreciate y'all joining today. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and look forward to maybe seeing you all again online here next time. We'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.